basic cable television at any point during the day, he would be on TV in at least one movie that was like airing on TBS or TNT or something like guaranteed for like a 20-year run. He was going to be on your TV in the afternoons. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I knew I'd seen him in a bunch of stuff, but like I could not place where.
Yeah.
Do you want to get into what we were going to talk about today?
Terrible segue.
What do you want from me, man? This is a professional show.
Well, what I'll say is that, I should have been more on the ball on this, because I guess I'll bring it up in the sense that that you did have a birthday here this last week or whatever. And, as we were just talking about Thanksgiving, it was the day before Thanksgiving, actually, wasn't it? Right?
Correct.
Yeah. You must have had some birthdays on Thanksgiving then, huh? That's got to be kind of weird.
Yeah, once in a while.
Yeah, that'd be kind of like, get the fuck off my day, Thanksgiving. Fuck off with this shit, Yeah,
but, well, I mean, like, conveniently growing up, since I was always up north, like from the age of 12 to my early 20s, like I was usually celebrating my birthday up in deer camp anyway.
Oh, right, yeah.
Kind of its own thing.
Yeah. Gotcha. But so now, like with your birthday, you just turned 28, and that officially means that you will never be a music legend. Nope. You will never, probably ever make it. You're just gonna have to come to terms with being a chump, for the rest of your life.
Too old to die young.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, man, it honestly, I was having a little bit of a internal miniature crisis about it. I can't lie. Like it did, even though obviously it's like thinking, if you really think about it, it's like, well, why would I want to be dead at 27? But all the same, growing up as a musician, it's like I'm officially older than like a lot of the people that I grew up idolizing now.
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling. So
excuse me, now I just coughed into the mic. Boy, now I'm being so critical. Like, yeah, bullshit, man. That was bad. I apologize. I got to remember about this mute button here.
Yeah. I think it's Control A or Alt A or something.
Yep. It sure is. I got to remember though. I swear there was a space bar function too, though, and that was really, really nice. But yeah, man, I do remember that myself even, and it's never like, I don't think anybody, and you're kind of saying this too. Yeah, when they like growing up being a musician really is thinking like, oh yeah, I want to be dead at that point. But there is just all these iconic people tied to that point, and you realize how much how much they accomplished in such a short time, and they seem like they lived these long and big and full lives already at that point, and then you're just like, fuck, what have I done?
Well, exactly. It does make you think poorly of yourself, but yeah, it's like, you see them, all these people that have accomplished so much by that age, and you're like, well, that must be long enough. But if you don't have that kind of life and you get to 27, it's like, man, I haven't done shit. Like, why would I want to be dead tomorrow?
Yeah. Well, and like for me, that like my own thing was that I was kind of like, well, if I don't really make it by 30, or like at least have like I'm making enough money to make it a career by the time I'm 30, like I got to do something else and like figure that out, and I think that is the other sad part of it is, I mean, granted, there are plenty of older musicians, and there's no reason that a person truly, not professional at all, but there's plenty of people that go on, or even like I think get discovered at like a later age, and there's definitely a reason to like keep making music and keep playing or whatever if like you still enjoy doing it. But
I don't think John Hamm got discovered as an actor till he's like 35.
Right. Yeah. So, and even with actors though, that's way more common, I think, than with musicians. Like music for whatever reason is like a young person's game. It's almost like athletics, And so you also have to be prepared in a weird way as far as being a musician of like there's always a point where it's like, oh, maybe I got to think of like a different career now. Like how an athlete has to retire, and you find yourself like I found myself in my 30s, like I don't know what my identity is without playing music. And now I
Right.
got to figure out what the fuck that is and what the hell I'm doing with myself. I never thought I would have to do that. I just thought I was a musician and that's all I was going to ever like do and
Yeah.
care about. And then
There's
you're
no
just sitting
NFL
there like, what
commentator
the
job for a
fuck?
musician, man.
What was that?
I said there's no NFL commentator job for a musician. You have to pick a whole new
Right. 100%. Exactly. So yeah, that like that can be difficult. Yeah, and my birthday was 6 days before yours,
Yeah.
or 5 days before yours actually.
This is birthday month.
Yep. So all these fun thoughts, right smack dab with winter and like the shortest days of the year, and a lot of time for introspection and self-loathing for sure.
Fucking A. Oh yeah, dude. Like, not to get too down, but like this, just as soon as I know you've been dealing with the weather and the days shorter, longer than I have, being where you are, but like as soon as it started happening, like I'd say like beginning of November, I immediately just felt a switch flip. It was like, oh God, like this is gonna be a long, rough winter.
Oh God, yeah. Luckily though, only 4 weeks or little over 3 weeks until the days start getting longer again. So got that to look forward to. But yeah, man, it's been absolute hell in here, or hell up here in Alaska. It has been below zero already, like every day for the last like 2.5 weeks, and that normally doesn't happen where I live till like January or February, and it's just been dead ass cold. I'm burning up heat and fuel like fucking left and right. It is insanity. Fucking like I thought climate change was gonna make it so that like living in Alaska was gonna turn out like being like the nicest place on earth, like everything's gonna warm up and just be perfect. But it like looks like it's actually just gonna turn us into like a polar fucking vortex or some shit.
Oh yeah, well, I mean that's the thing, and I kind of had that thought too. Like, well, maybe there's one benefit, and winter won't be so harsh. But no, everything's just gonna get more extreme. We're all fucked.
Yeah, we really are. This is one hell of a. We're just bringing the positivity,
high energy, positive, professional show.
So that's what you can expect coming up in the future from us, or at least we're hoping to do that. We're going to get a little bit more topical. We're going to try to do more I don't know if in depth is the word, but
more informed maybe on some things.
Yeah. Try to do a more tight episode once a month, and then another time in the month do something a little more similar to what's normal. But bring everything together. That is the hopes. We're enjoying, even though it may not sound like it. I think we are kind of enjoying this winter time, taking a little break, thinking about things, getting our ideas together, figuring out how to make a better product. So we're right in the middle of that, which is why this one's a little bit sloppy, and it's not going to be a very long episode either, but definitely trying to keep everything informed, and I don't know. That's that's what I got to say.
It pretty much sums it up. You were gonna eventually try to get back on a more regular schedule that you can depend on, but we've just been kind of kicking it and enjoying a little bit of a reset and figuring out how we're going to make the show better in the coming year. So
yeah,
you can look forward to that.
Yeah,
at least I hope you look forward to that.
Yeah, and if you don't, you were also, because we're going to be so much more polished, professional, and just a better show altogether. There's going to be all these other new listeners, so like they have that. Our future listeners that probably won't hear this have that to look forward to. So good for them. If you don't look forward to it, that's your problem. That's what I got to say about it.
But anywho, you got a favorite like 27 clubber you'd like to name? Like who would you put maybe in your top three?
Well, it's got to be Jimi Hendrix. It's got to be Elliott Smith isn't in the 27 Club, is he?
Now I gotta look because I'm not sure. Um,
He might be. Yeah, that's some information I should have had on hand. He had to have been older than that because he was making music in the 90s, and I think he had died in
oh yeah, he was
the
69 to
2000s.
03. He was older.
Oh yeah, yeah. So he can't count. So I guess you got to go Jimmy and Jimi Hendrix, of course. Yeah, Jim Morrison, of course, has to be way up there. And then
Really picking a third that's hard.
yeah, Kurt Cobain for
Yeah.
sure. I'm not like I don't listen to a ton of Nirvana, but I do respect everything that came out of what happened, with Nirvana and that scene and what he did. And like I've watched more interviews of him recently and like realized like a lot more about what was like going on in his head and how like deep of a person he really was. So yeah, no, it's got I guess Kurt Cobain. I got no problem putting him there, number 3. He could even be number 2 for me, honestly, the more I think about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat as you as far as like definitely Morrison. Hendrix has got to be in there. And then like I as much as I really enjoyed Nirvana and Kurt Cobain, I think I got to throw a wild card in there and say Robert Johnson.
Oh no shit! I didn't realize he was part of that club. No
He's like the
kidding.
original. Yep.
Holy fuck!
Them hellhounds got to him.
No kidding, right? Yeah. You think though, if you sold your soul to the devil, that like you'd get a longer life than 27 years old. That's kind of fucked up.
The devil's he's one trickster. He's a real shyster. That devil.
That fucking devil. Yeah, I guess that is the thing, right? Like you make a deal with the devil, but there's always like the twist, like that that you get what you want, but it's somehow distorted. Yeah.
I've always enjoyed thinking about like it's like I don't know why I just idly think this way, but like if I were to make like different deals, like say a wish or a deal with the devil or something like that, like how exactly you should phrase it so it doesn't backfire on you. Like what was that, like Little Shop of Horrors or something that had that kind of thing, whereas like you buy a cursed object and it's supposed to do this for you, but it's like there's something on the back end that is super negative.
Right, yeah. Well, and that's like I think there's a bunch of stories that use that kind of like device. Like I remember there was like a Goosebumps book back when I was a kid, like of like some magic shop or something where everything like did like odd stuff. And yeah, I think that whole thing, or like you go to some like voodoo. Dave Chappelle did that bit where he gets the video camera from like the pawn store and he like can see what everybody's like actually thinking and what's like actually going on in the world. Like I don't know why I'm going on and on about this, but it's definitely a device that gets used in a lot of like storytelling. Right. Like
it's something fun to think about. It's just like I want to be a millionaire until the day I die, but you get $1 million, but you die tomorrow. That kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. I'm not good at thinking of this sort of thing on the spot, especially with my slow brain today. But this is a pretty good. This might be like some sort of a game we have to come back to at a later date.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that. Well, all right, buddy. Anything else you want to touch on before we go?
No, I mean we gave the update of where we're going, and yeah, we were kind of trying to do a thing there with the 27 Club to give a hint of how we were going to be more informed, like, but we just, we're just total failures, basically.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. This has been Loose Stool with Matt and Nick. I've been Matt. He's been Nick.
The whole time.
There you go. If you'd like to follow us on social media, that's at Loose Stool Pod on Twitter. And hey, if you'd like to buy us our next beer, that is Loose Stool Podcast on Patreon. I think, or is it just the Loose Stool on Patreon? It's been a while. But
we're gonna have to look that up. I don't know. This is your bar. I never pay attention to that.
I talk too fast for myself to think about it.
Yeah.
And hey, if you'd like to send us an email, just say hi. We'd love to hear from you. That is the Loose Stool Podcast at gmail.com. we hope your creeps are doing well out there. And like we said, we'll see you next month, presumably, and then more regularly from in the future beyond that. So
and better. Should be better. We'll see. We'll see. God, it will be better.